How to Relax, Part 3 by Thich Nhat Hanh. Happiness and Awareness. Please do not think that we must be solemn in order to meditate. Whether or not we are happy depends on our awareness. When you have a toothache, you think that not having a toothache will make you very happy. But when you don't have a toothache, often you are still not happy. All of us have the capacity of transforming neutral feelings into pleasant feelings. If you're rested and relaxed, all living beings will profit from your relaxation and energy. This is the most basic kind of peace work. Calming. Breathing in, I calm my body. Reciting this line is like drinking a glass of cool water. You feel the freshness permeate your body. When I breathe in and recite this line, I actually feel the breathing calming my body, calming my mind. Present moment, wonderful moment. While I sit here, I don't long to be somewhere else. I'm not pulled away by the future or by the past. I sit here and I know where I am. This is very important. We tend to be alive in the future, not now. We say, wait until I finish school and get my PhD. Then I'll really be living. Once we have it, and it wasn't easy to get, we say to ourselves, I have to wait until I have a job for my life to really begin. Then after a job, a car, and after the car, a house. We aren't capable of being alive in the present moment. We tend to postpone being alive to the future, the distant future. We don't know when. It's as if now is not the moment to be alive. We may never be alive at all in our entire life. The only moment to be alive is in the present moment. Self-healing. We have to believe in our body's capacity to heal itself. The power of self-healing is a reality, but many of us don't believe in it. Instead, we take a lot of vitamins and medicines that may sometimes be harmful to our body. Taking good care of our bodies, eating well, but not too much, sleeping, and drinking water, we have to trust the power of understanding, healing, and loving within us. It is our refuge. If we lose our faith and confidence in it, we lose everything. Instead of panicking or giving ourselves up to despair, we practice mindful breathing and put our trust in the healing power within us. We call this the island within ourselves in which we can take refuge. It is an island of peace, confidence, solidity, love, and freedom. Be that island for yourself. You don't have to look elsewhere. Mindful breathing helps you go back to that precious island within, so you can experience the foundation of your being. Water over the rocks. The activities of our mind, often unstable and agitated, are like a torrent of water washing over the rocks. In traditional Buddhist literature, the mind is often compared to a monkey always swinging from branch to branch, or a horse galloping out of control. Once our mind is able to identify what is happening, we will be able to see clearly our mental state and make it calm. Just that will bring us peace, joy, and stillness. Boat in a storm. Suppose you're on a boat crossing the ocean. If you get caught in a storm, it's important to stay calm and not panic. To accomplish that, you go back to your breathing and be yourself. When you're calm, truly your own island, you will know what to do and what not to do. Otherwise, the boat may capsize. We destroy ourselves by doing things we ought not to do. Take refuge in mindfulness, and you will see things more clearly and know how to improve the situation. Mindfulness brings about concentration, and concentration brings about insight and wisdom. This is the safest refuge. The safety and stability your island can provide depend on your practice. Everything, comforting a child, building a house, or playing volleyball, depends on your practice. All is not suffering. There are those who say that everything is suffering. This is not true. It is an exaggeration and a misunderstanding of what the Buddha said. The Buddha said that there is suffering. But he didn't say that that's all there is. There are causes that bring about suffering, and it's possible to arrive at a state of the absence of these causes. Of course, we shouldn't dream that one day we'll have 100% happiness and not a single drop of suffering. There is always something, but we can handle suffering and happiness in a heartful way. Releasing tension. The way to release all the tension is with our mindful breath. So we always start with mindfulness. Mindfulness brings the mind to the present moment, and we see and experience things more deeply. Going back to the present moment, you can see if your body is tense. We look deeply and see that, I am tense because I'm carried away by my worry, anxiety, and plans. Then we can make the determination not to be carried away like that. Desire and happiness. The Buddha often said that many people confuse desire with happiness. Before he became a monk, the Buddha had grown up as a prince and had tasted a life of trying to satisfy desires. So his words came from experience. He said that true happiness is a life with few desires, few possessions, and the time to enjoy the many wonders in and around us. Desires mean to be caught up in unwholesome longings. When the mind is desiring, we are aware of the presence of that state of mind. This is the mind longing for wealth. This is the mind desiring reputation. When the mind isn't desiring, it's important to observe that the desiring mind is not present. This is the sense of ease that accompanies the absence of a mind desiring wealth. This is the sense of ease that accompanies the absence of a mind desiring reputation, etc. We can experience happiness, ease, and peace when we observe these moments of no desire. Desirelessness is the basic condition that makes possible the feelings of joy, peace, and ease that come with living a simple life. Simplicity means to have few desires, to be content with a simple life and just a few possessions. Desirelessness is the basis of true happiness, because in true happiness, there must be the elements of peace, joy, and ease. Relaxing where we are. Living in the city, we may be very busy, and the city is very noisy and polluted. We can never see the moon or the stars, and we get caught in the city. We want to have a 2-day vacation to leave the city and go to the countryside, but we can't go because we're not able to go. One day a friend comes and says, "This Friday let's go to the countryside." That person is really good at convincing us to leave, so we accept. We get in the car, and after only 45 minutes we have left the city behind, and we can see the countryside. We feel the breeze, we see the spaciousness, and it gives us joy. That joy comes from being able to let go and leave the city behind. Letting go gives rise to joy and happiness. We need to sit down with a piece of paper and write down the things that we can let go of. We're still caught in many things. We're not happy and joyful because we haven't been able to let go. Ideas of happiness. In order to be happy, we need to first of all to let go of our ideas of happiness. It's difficult. Each one of us has an idea of happiness. We think that we must have this or that to be happy, or that we must have to eliminate this or that to be happy. We think that we have to have certain conditions. We have to have this house or this car or that person to live with us so we can be happy. We have these ideas of happiness. If we haven't been able to be happy and joyful, it's because we're caught in our ideas. So we have to be able to let them go. Our idea of happiness is the main obstacle to happiness. Naming our cows. Each one of us needs to sit down with a piece of paper and write down the names of all our cows. Among them are our ideas of happiness. We get caught and we suffer. We struggle with all these things, but we don't have the capacity to let them go. How many cows do we have? Sometimes we see that one page is not enough for us to write the names of all our cows. The truth is, if you let go of these cows, you'll be lighter and your happiness will be much greater. So let go so that happiness, joy, and peace can be possible. Our peace is what is most precious. Awakening is something that happens today, not in 10 or 20 years. Insights can come continuously to us, the understanding we need to untangle ourselves from attachments. When our mind is entangled with anger, jealousy, or sadness, we can be in this state hour after hour, day after day. It's a pity because meanwhile life is wondrous. If we only concentrate on breathing in and seeing that our body is a wonder, we can see that nothing else is really important. It's only the peace in our body and in our mind that matters. Anyone can attain this insight. While we sit, we can be with our breathing. We can let go of tensions and we can have peace. This peace is the most precious thing there is, more precious than any pursuit. Freedom is a practice. If you want to be free, just concentrate on your in breath and out breath. Breathe in and out for 3 minutes, and in those 3 minutes, you are free. This freedom is something we have to train ourselves to have. It's not something that comes automatically. When we have freedom, when we're not overwhelmed by anger or anxiety, then we can make the determination to practice cultivating this freedom. When we're anxious, worried, or angry, we can't make good decisions. When we're free, we make better decisions. This freedom is something we can attain whenever we like with the practice of breathing in mindfulness, walking in mindfulness. Compassion for yourself. Don't consider anger, hatred, and greed as enemies you have to fight, destroy, or annihilate. If you annihilate anger, you annihilate yourself. Dealing with anger in a way that would be like transforming yourself into a battlefield and tearing yourselves to bits. If you struggle in that way, you do violence to yourself. If you can't be compassionate to yourself, you won't be able to be compassionate to others. When we get angry, we have to produce awareness. I am angry, anger is in me, I am anger. That is the first thing to do. Breathing in, I feel my anger. Breathing out, I smile. I stay with my breathing so I won't lose myself. No blaming. When you plant a tree, if it doesn't grow well, you don't blame that tree. You look into the reasons that the tree isn't doing well. It may need fertilizer, or more water, or less sun. We never blame the tree. Yet, we're quick to blame our child. If we know how to take care of her, she will grow well, like a tree. Blaming has no good effect at all. Never blame. Never try to persuade using reason and arguments. They never lead to any positive effect. That is my experience. No argument, no reasoning, no blaming, just understanding. If you understand and you show that you understand, you can love and the situation will change. The breath is a bridge. Our breath is like a bridge connecting body and mind. In our daily lives, our body may be in one place and our mind somewhere else, in the past or in the future. This is called a state of distraction. The breath is a connection between the body and the mind. When you begin to breathe in and out mindfully, your mind will come back to your body. You will be able to realize the oneness of body and mind and become fully present and fully alive in the here and the now. You will be in a position to touch life deeply in this moment. This isn't something difficult. Everyone can do it. Relaxed practice. In traditional Chinese medicine, doctors sometimes offer their patients something healing that is delicious to eat. Just by eating, you begin to heal in a pleasant and relaxed way. The same is true with the practice. While you practice sitting, you enjoy sitting. While you practice breathing, you enjoy breathing. If you are able to enjoy yourselves, then healing and transformation will take place. Liberation. We often live as if we're in a dream. We're dragged into the past or pulled into the future. We're bound by our sorrow, agitation, and fear. We hold on to our anger, which blocks communication. Liberation means transforming and transcending these conditions in order to be fully awake, at ease, peaceful, joyful, and fresh. We practice stopping and observing deeply in order to arrive at liberation. When we live in this way, our life is worth living and we become a source of joy to our family and everyone around us. Relax sitting. When you sit and watch television, you don't make any effort. That's why you can sit there for a long time. When you sit in meditation, if you struggle, you won't be able to sit for very long. Please imitate the way you sit in your living room. Effortlessness is the key to success. Don't fight. Don't try hard. Just allow yourself to sit. This relaxing way of sitting is also restful. Allow your body to rest and be at ease.